Well, hello everybody, Tim W. Rago here, games, movies, and vlogs. How the hell is everybody? Now, for today's video, this is actually gonna be a two-part video here because I've saved up all through January and I think a little bit of December of last year, technically now last year, as well. I've saved up a lot of money from tips at work here, so I figure I'll do a vlog. Like, part one here is going to be a vlog, and then part two is going to be an unboxing, because I know I just did the headphones unboxing not too long ago, but now I want to unbox my usual, something I have not done in a while. So yeah, and I'm not going to show what I got. The unboxing is, like I said, that's going to be part two, which is going to be coming, I think, I don't know. I know it'll be this week, though, that the unboxing's coming. But everything else, with the exception of one thing, everything else I will show. I'm going to show where I'm going, but I'm not going to show what I got until the little slideshow that I'm going to put at the very end of this video here. So yeah, let's go have some fun, shall we? First, before I go and do all the fun shit, I need some gas. Time I get gas. Damn, it's windy out here. Shit. Well, as you can see, I've got short hair now, so it doesn't really matter much, but I guess it kind of does. But every time I come here, I always get, they always offer free drinks with gas purchase, and I always get French vanilla coffee, the good shit. So now let's just get filled up, shall we? Okay, so at the gas is, I don't know if y'all can see that, but the gas is $3.89. So I think, damn. I'm sorry if there's like so much noise, it's the wind. I'm gonna say that this probably takes either 55 or 60 bucks. Let's see if I'm right. Wow, look at that, 49 bucks. Damn, that was way off. That's good, actually. Okay, so almost there to the first place I gotta go here. And what's so funny is the speed limit down here is it's 25 down this street, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if y'all can see that in the mirror back there. I think the car behind me is about ready to get annoyed because I'm literally driving the exact speed limit here. If this guy doesn't pass me, I'm gonna be shocked. Almost there. Drive to all the fun places around here. Here I am at Bed Bath & Beyond, and remember earlier when I said that I'm not going to show what I got with the exception of one thing? Well, until the end. Well, this is that one thing, because look at this. Look at that. You can probably tell this thing is burnt. Yeah, this is my fault, by the way. I didn't mean to. I tried a life hack that my mom saw on TikTok. It worked, but this ended up happening, so I need to replace this damn thing. next place, which is up that way, and I messed that up. Damn. Anybody who lives out here in Henderson, Nevada, and I don't know why it's considered a separate spot. I mean, it's still in the Las Vegas Valley, but whatever. Has anyone ever noticed how much of like small towny this area of the Vegas Valley kind of looks? You know, doesn't this look like one of those small towns that you like stop at if you're on vacation or something like, or something like that, you know? Or like one of those small towns, you know, for like in some monster movies, you know. I don't know, it just kind of looks like that out here. Comment if you guys agree, or anybody agrees who lives out here. I hope at least some of you subscribers out there are, you know, live out here. This is the one, this is the second place, but damn. Wow. Great, now I gotta go find the joint. 525 windmill. Oh man. Wonder why they moved. So, as you saw at the other, on the other bit of footage on Brad's Toys and Collectibles is moved. That location on Boulder Highway, they've been on Boulder Highway for as long as for quite a while, and then they just up and moved. And I just spoke to the guy, and he said they're all the way on Windmill, which, shit, man, is a long ways away from their Boulder Highway location where I was just at. So I'm on my way up there now. You know, got a few. It's gonna be a few minutes, but hey, you know what? It's weird that they moved though. So yeah, it's almost 5 p.m., but not really no big rush, to be honest with you. Found it. Now open. Holy shit. Okay, well this one looks to be bigger than their location on Boulder Highway, so let's see what this place is like, shall we? Well, I gotta ask him, you know, if I can get permission to film in there, but I'm not gonna show what I get though. That's for the unboxing, like I said, like going on 2.5 hours ago. That's gonna be part 2. hope that none of y'all saw what I bought while I was in there. You know, I really hope none of you guys saw that. If you did, well, shit. Now you just saw, like, just went to Brad's here. I'm still in the parking lot. I got 2 more stops, and you know what? I know I said earlier that, now going on, what was it, 5:50 at this point? Almost 6, that's almost 3 hours ago. What do you call, I know I said at the beginning of this that I won't show what I got until the end of part 1 here, but I think when I do the unboxing of what I got from Brad's, I really hope you guys didn't see it when I was in there, when I was showing off some of the stuff they had in there. But I think I changed my mind. I think I'm gonna show what I got after. What do you call after? When I do the unboxing, I'll show the rest of what I got here afterwards. You guys get the idea. Now we come to the next place here, Zia's, which for those of you who live here in Las Vegas, sorry for all the car noise in the background, those of you who live here in Las Vegas, Zia's is the best place to get movies. I mean, yeah, sure, there's movies in here that are the same price as Walmart, but those are usually like the newly released stuff. But this is the literal cheapest place to get movies, other than Record City on Lamb and Charleston. But this is like my favorite place to get movies from. So yeah, let's put the mask on and walk in, shall we? I bought take this damn thing off now that I'm outside. Okay, well, I spent probably a good maybe not even 40 minutes. It was probably like a half hour, I think I was in there just now, and I bought a ton of shit. Like, wow. And actually, again, I've changed my mind about when I'm gonna present everything. There is not gonna be a part 2 to this. I'm gonna show everything tomorrow. I'm gonna show everything tomorrow morning before I have to go to work. So I figure I'll just do it that way. I'll just do, like, you know, the next day kind of thing, just to make it easier, I guess. I don't know. So just got one more stop to go to. Well, okay, now I am at my last stop on this little adventure of mine that has taken me literally 4 hours. I didn't think it was going to take me, this long. And you're probably wondering, well, Rago, what the hell's at Walmart? Trust me, there's shit here at Walmart you can get, but there's one thing I came for, and if I get anything else, it's a bonus. Okay, so let's go in here. not gonna show you what I'm gonna get though until tomorrow, like I said back at Zia's. Okay, well, what do you call? Well, I got what I wanted from Walmart here, so yeah, and right now I just want to go home and go get some, go make myself something to eat at home, which is literally right down the street there, quite literally. So yeah, and then tomorrow morning here when I get up, I'll show you guys what I got, you know. So yeah, see y'all the next morning. Well, good morning, everybody. It is, I told you, the next day that I was going to, show you guys what I got, and I literally, like, just woke up. As you can clearly tell, you know, and you heard my alarm go off, and, yeah, so let's, talk about what I got, shall we? Now, first off, I have all of them down, like, next to the desk. I kept it hidden so, you know, I can make it all like a little bit of a surprise here. So, starting off, we got the complete series of Teen Titans. Now, this show is, like, part of pretty much, like, everyone's childhood who grew up with Cartoon Network back in the 2000s, when Cartoon Network actually, you know, gave a shit about the shows that they had. And this was like 41 something at Walmart, and the fact that, you know, it's all 5 seasons is amazing. And this is one of the best animated shows ever. It's better than, this is the only real way to watch Teen Titans. Like, Teen Titans Go, oh god, just, why Cartoon Network had to make that piece of shit, I've got no idea. It's, why the cast of the great original even agreed to do it. Like, I got nothing. Oh my god, that just sucks. I can't believe the original cast even agreed to do Go. And then there's, like, the live action show just called Titans. Don't watch that either. That show sucks. That's just as bad as Go. So this is the only real way to experience Teen Titans, is to watch the original series, you know. And because every episode of this, even for an animated series, the show literally touches on some really dark shit for a kid's cartoon, for an animated series, really. It touches on a lot of dark stuff, like what do you call stuff, like demonic stuff with Raven, like a lot of crazy stuff with him, with Robin and Starfire. And then, like, there's a bit with Beast Boy when it comes to handling being in a relationship when and that doesn't go well for him. And then I remember, and spoilers, and every movie that I talk about, there are going to be spoilers. And there's even a really crazy Jurassic Park 3 reference with Beast Boy when, for those of you who have not watched this show yet, her father, Raven's father, Trigon, is like this giant, like, literally, like, King Kong, MonsterVerse King Kong sized demon that destroys the city that they live in, and he unleashes these all white like demon versions of all the characters. And when Beast Boy fights the all white demon version of himself, the demon version turns into a Spinosaurus, and he turns into a T-Rex, and they get into a fight. It's this really dope Jurassic Park 3 reference, but overall, this is one of the best shows ever made. So anybody who wants to really get into Teen Titans, get this from Walmart. It's, like I said, it's like $41, so be sure to get this, and don't watch Go or any of the, or the shitty live action show. Just don't. Okay, so the next movie that I've got down here, Captain America: The First Avenger. Now, I have watched a crap ton of the MCU movies in theaters and on the Fire Stick, but when it comes to getting them all on DVD, I am so far behind. I am so far behind. Like, when I think it was like in January this year, I looked at which MCU movies I got, and I literally saw, like, I only had, at the time, I had Iron Man 1, The Incredible Hulk from 2008, and Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm not kidding. One, because of the whole multiverse thing, there's both Venom movies and Spider-Man 2. So I'm like, oh my god, I am so far behind on getting all the main MCU movies. And last month I got Thor. So, and this movie, came right after Thor. This is a good one. Like, nobody can play. This is, for those of you who have not seen this, this is Captain America's first. This is his introduction into the MCU, and it takes place after Thor, because the beginning of this takes place in the year 2011, and it is told by flashback going back into World War II, and how much like the comics, how Captain America, was created in World War II, got frozen, and woke up in the present day. Except in the comics, they were created in the 70s, so he woke up in the 70s, but because the MCU likes to take place, during the year they came out, he wakes up in the year 2011, which is crazy. But this is a really great, like, it's not only a great Marvel movie, it is also a really fun World War II movie. But nobody can play Captain America like Chris Evans. Chris Evans does a really good job with the part, and I can't believe, like, this woman right here, I don't know who plays her, but her character's name is Peggy Carter. I remember, she got her own show, Agent Carter, which is really interesting. Like, I think it was a year and a half ago, she got her own show. And then the main villain in the back, Red Skull, I love how he's played by this dude right here, Hugo Weaving, who is the voice of Megatron in the Transformers, in the live-action Transformers movies. Well, at least 1 through 3. But I just so can't believe, like, Hugo Weaving is Megatron plays Red Skull in this movie. Well, Red Skull is the main villain of this. So, yeah, I haven't seen this movie in a long time, so this will be fun to add to the MCU stack. Okay, so the next movie that we got is The Last Sharknado, It's About Time. Now, you all know this, I am a huge Asylum fan. I'm a big-time Asylum fan. It's, hey, I love these guys, deal with it. I've had the first 5 Sharknado movies on DVD for a long ass time, and I've been waiting for this one to go below, to get lower in price. because every time I would see this, it would be like, first it was $22.99, which is, well, it was new at that time. Then it was like $12.99, and I haven't checked on this one in a while. So when I saw that it was like below $10, I'm like, oh shit, finally it's cheap. And this is the actual conclusion to the Sharknado franchise, and I gotta tell you, can you not see this cover? Look how batshit crazy this cover is. Literally, I'm not kidding. This movie deals with the Sharknadoes and time travel. Hence the, subtitle. It's about time. You know what I mean? Like, this whole thing is just wow. Like, the Sharknado franchise, like, the first two movies was one thing. Okay, the first two movies, that's one thing, but 3 through 6 is when the franchise just exploded into pop culture references, movie references, just going ape shit, man. This is crazy, and I just love how how this is called the Sharkaholic cut. So I don't know if that means that there's footage that wasn't shown when it premiered on the Sci-Fi Channel. So I'm happy that I finally got this, because like I said, I've had the first 5 on DVD for a long time, so it's like I actually now have all this franchise. Okay, so the next movie I got it's another Asylum movie called Speed Demon, and this is one of the Asylum's like earlier movies, I think from like 2000, well, it says on the back of the cover here like 2003 or whatever. Like, I have never seen this. I've never seen this movie, but like I said when I was talking about, Sharknado 6, I'm a huge Asylum fan, and a lot of their movies I'm just like really curious about. 'Cause I've heard about, I've known that this movie existed. I've just never, I've just never seen it on DVD nowhere. And the fact that they took a stupid name like, Speed Demon, and actually turned it into a movie, because like, you've probably heard what Speed Demon means. It's like, somebody who drives fast constantly down a street, like, make it an everyday thing to drive fast, and I just can't believe that they turned it into an actual, like, movie. I don't know anything about this movie. Fast, Furious, Ferocious. Okay. So, and, well, the thing with the Asylum is that they used to do horror. Like, when they first started up between, like, what do you call, in the early 2000s, from the year 2000 up to the year 2005, they did mainly horror. They were mostly in the horror genre, so I guess this is one of their horror movies. Okay, that skull, in the middle, that would actually kind of be dope as a tattoo. I'm pretty sure, like, a lot of guys have gotten that skull as a tattoo, to be honest with you. So I don't know anything about this movie. This is a movie that I've never watched. So I would, I have no idea. But it's the Asylum, so I had to get it. Okay, so next movie, Alien Siege, and I just love, like, sci-fi essentials. Now, this was, of course you can tell what channel this is from, Sci-Fi Channel. I've never seen this movie, but I love, not just, the Sci-Fi Channel itself. I'm a huge fan of, science fiction films overall. So, but I am a huge fan of the channel itself. So, when I saw this, I didn't know, like, there was a DVD collection of Sci-Fi Channel essentials. I guess it's like their top 10 movies or something like that, or the best ones that the Sci-Fi Channel's ever made, or their list of the best ones. I got no idea, but it's just so crazy. Like, the dude in the middle, I recognize. I can't remember what other B movie I've seen him in. But Carl Weathers, that's crazy. They got Carl Weathers in here from friggin' Predator. So that's something. And then the woman on the left, I know her from another B movie as well. And then if you look at the picture in the middle here on the bottom row, there's that woman there, and then there's that dude. I recognize them too from, a couple other B movies like this. So I was just really curious about this movie, and you know what? I do like aliens. Some alien movies are always they're always awesome to watch. Alien Siege. I wonder if this is back in the day when the CGI for their movies actually was like, it's a low budget movie because it's a made for TV movie, and yet the effects are like pretty decent. I wonder if this is one of those movies, because I think this was made in the early 2000s. I can't tell. It says 2004 here, so what do you call 2004. So I think this is like one of those movies where it's like the effects in this movie might actually be pretty decent for a Sci-Fi Channel movie. So and I've never seen this one either, so I figure, you know what, why not? Okay, so next up we have Swamp Devil. Now this is another movie made by the Sci-Fi Channel, and this came out back in like 2007. It's like 2007, and despite the title, it's literally a giant plant monster. Like, I remember I watched this movie, I think, like, one time. So this will be my second time watching it. But the movie's literally about a giant plant monster. No joke. That's all I remember is the monster in this movie. And that's about it, really. Like that's all I remember is the monster in this movie. Like, I don't remember nothing else about it. I just remember just the big plant thing, That's all I really remember out of this movie. I don't remember much else. Like, I remember the CG in the movie being, kind of decent. Like, some shots it's like, it's a Sci-Fi Channel movie, and then other shots it's like, it looks pretty decent. Because when you're dealing with something that's made out of trees, the CG has potential to actually look good in this movie. So, and it's the same thing with another one of Sci-Fi's movies. I think it's called Rock Giant, I believe. I haven't seen that on DVD either. I think it's called Rock Monster. Rock Monster, that's what it was called, not Rock Giant. Rock Monster. I haven't seen that on DVD nowhere, and that one is one that I really did enjoy watching. I've seen that movie like so many times. I've seen that movie a lot, but I have not seen that on DVD nowhere, which is really crazy. But this movie here, it's like you got Rock Monster. This thing is basically like Tree Monster, basically, so that I just remember the monster in this movie, like I said, so that's the only reason why that I bought it, actually. Okay, so next up we have a movie that I watched like twice before, but I have never seen on DVD until now, is Razortooth. Now, I don't know if this is made by the Sci-Fi Channel or not, to be honest with you. I don't think it is, to be honest. I don't think so. But, this movie falls along the lines of, that movie, Jurassic Predator. If you guys have not heard of that movie, I will put the link to my review of that in the description below. This movie is kind of like that, just, you know, with a different monster. Like, it takes place in the swamp, in, you know, a swamp community, and it's, I mean, I have never seen a monster movie about a killer eel. I mean, if you can't already tell by the look of the monster on the cover, it's a killer eel. Like, seriously. And then they show it, you know, in the back here. The CG in this movie, I remember, like I said, I've seen this movie like twice. But I have never seen it on DVD until like last night. The CG in this movie is pretty obvious. It's kind of like, what do you call the CGI in this movie? I compare it to, I think, I want to say Anaconda 3, actually. I compare the CG in this movie to Anaconda 3. Like, it's pretty obvious all the way through, actually, with, like, maybe a few shots of the CG looking pretty decent, you know? But, it's just so crazy. Like, the movie's about a killer eel. Like, okay, that's, you know, kind of crazy. But when you see the design is kind of freaky. Like, you know, you can see by this picture down here, like, the big dark eyes and the crazy ass teeth. Like, damn. But the whole thing is, though, is that you ever notice on a lot of these B movies, they have, like, these wicked dope ass covers, and the way they show the monster is pretty dope. And then when you watch the movie, you're like, oh, wait a minute, that monster doesn't look anything like the friggin' cover. But in this movie, that's what the thing looks like. That's actually what this monster looks like. You know, you can see by the cover, and you can see by this picture. You know, so the cover actually holds true. And I haven't seen this movie in a long time, actually, so much like Swamp Devil, all I remember is just the killer eel, actually. So that's all I remember of this movie. Okay, so now the next movie we have is a movie that, just, you know, one of those movies, what do you call it? This isn't a B movie like the rest of these. It actually came out in theaters, you know, like Captain America, the first Avenger did. And the next movie we have is Split. Now, this movie, aside from the movie After Earth, this is one of M. Night Shyamalan's best movies. And this takes place in what is called the Glass Universe. And let me elaborate on that. The Glass Universe, it's a movie trilogy that takes the superhero genre and it grinds it down, it grounds it in reality, which is really interestingly done. Like, what I mean by that, it takes, like, people who have extraordinary gifts and makes it reality based. And the first movie in this trilogy is a movie called Unbreakable, which, and like everything else, you know, spoilers if you have not gotten into this trilogy, but, you know, when I talk about it here because of this movie, I'm pretty sure that these spoilers would make you want to go watch these movies for those who have not seen it. The first movie, Unbreakable, it's about Bruce Willis's character that this guy finds out he's a security guard at a sports stadium. I think it's a sports stadium. I've only seen the movie like once. I've only seen like this entire trilogy like one time, but Bruce Willis's character, like, he finds out that he's a superhuman. Not suddenly, it happens throughout the course of the movie, but he finds out he thinks he's a little weird because the beginning of the movie literally starts off with a train getting derailed, and Bruce Willis's character is the only survivor. But the weird thing is, he walks out without a scratch. No joke. He walks out, not a scratch on him. And throughout the course of the movie, he finds out that he's a superhuman because he's able to lift up shit that a normal human can't lift, or he can bend metal that, you know, metal parts that, you know, humans can't bend. And he gets the attention of Samuel Jackson, of all actors, but he plays the role great. And Samuel Jackson's character, Mr. Glass, takes an interest in him, and the thing about M. Night Shyamalan's movies is that they always have a twist at some point in the movie. Like, at some point in all of his movies, you find out that there's some weird thing that it comes out of nowhere that you end up finding out. And the twist in Unbreakable is that Samuel Jackson's character, Mr. Glass, and the reason why he's called that is because his gift is that his bones are literally very brittle, as fragile as glass, hence his name. Like, you can literally punch the dude and his arm would shatter. His bones in his arm would literally shatter. Like glass, hence the name. But come to find out, Mr. Glass is a terrorist and derailed that train to prove to Bruce Willis what he is, which is really messed up when you think about it. But then you got that movie, and that was the twist in Unbreakable. You know, is that Samuel Jackson's was the guy that derailed the train at the beginning of the movie. And then you have Split here. And Split, I didn't think that this... So I heard that this movie takes place in the same universe as Unbreakable, but I thought it was bullshit. I thought that was, you know, some internet bullshit, but boy was I wrong. And I gotta tell you, McAvoy, like, I've been a fan of James McAvoy because he plays young Charles Xavier in the X-Men prequels. Now, he was good in those, but he's better in this. He's way better in this. Like, his character has 23 different personalities, and McAvoy just... The fact that he can just play a different personality on freaking cue. Like, the guy just nails this performance. This guy should... Look at this. The role of James McAvoy's career. Man, that quote holds a really high amount of truth. Like, this guy deserves an Oscar for this shit, man. This is one of the best roles I've seen him do. And and it's so crazy, like, one of his personalities, in this is called the Beast, or as McAvoy's character calls it, the Broken. Or no, not the Broken. He calls Mr. Glass the Broken. Sorry. For those of you who've seen the movie, don't start correcting me in the comments. I just corrected myself. Sorry. But he has one personality called the Beast, and the Beast is actually pretty freaking scary. Like, the dude, like, when that personality comes out, like, James McAvoy, he shows off, he suddenly, like, shows off how buff he can get, and starts acting like a wild animal and shit. It's freaky. The way when the Beast comes out, it's crazy how he acts. But the whole plot of this is, you know, one of McAvoy's character's personalities kidnaps, like, these 3 girls and, you know, holds them captive for a little bit, and he just messes with them, with each personality, like, screws with them. But this one girl actually tries to help him, you know. So it's kind of crazy that, like, the villain, it's so weird. Like, this movie tries to play off like a horror movie, but it's not really a horror movie. It's more like a psychological thriller, to be honest. And this girl tries to help him, which is something you hardly ever see. Like, you rarely see like, bad guys actually getting help by someone. Like, you rarely see that in
crazy movies like this. But and I didn't think that, like I said, when I watched this, I didn't think it took place in the same universe as Unbreakable. But then all of a sudden, at the end, right before the credits, Bruce Willis's character shows up. Like, oh shit, the guy from Unbreakable. So wow, that takes place in the same universe as this. And then you have the third movie in this trilogy, in the Glass trilogy, called Glass, and it's about all three of them, like Unbreakable, Split, and Mr. Glass. Like, they all get taken to a psychiatric hospital, and the psychiatrist is trying to tell them, like, your supposed gifts are not real, yada yada yada. Try to do the whole psychiatric thing on these guys, but they come to find out the shit is real when they see in the parking lot that Split starts when he becomes the Beast, and he just goes apeshit on Bruce Willis in a parking lot fight, which is actually, like I said, this takes the superhero and supervillain genre and grounds it into reality. So the fight looks like a street fight instead of a crazy superhero fight, like, say, like Superman, like Batman vs Superman, or anything from Justice League. And this guy just nails it. And what got me into this trilogy, like, this looks like something that I would not watch. Like, you look at what I watch, right? But the reason why, what really got me into this universe was because I knew somebody personally. Now, I'm not gonna say her. I'm not gonna say her name because security reasons. Just saying. I'm not gonna be a douche about it. But I knew somebody personally that had multiple personalities, and I've seen it firsthand what it looks and sounds like. Believe me, I have seen it, and for those of you who have it, I just find it, from a scientific standpoint, I just think it's so interesting how, for the brain to work that way. Because I'm a science geek, I can't help it but be interested in it. It's crazy how, some people's brains work that way. It's crazy. So that's what made me watch this movie, and then watch Unbreakable and Glass, which, when you get into a cinematic universe, you can't just watch one movie, you gotta watch all of them. So yeah, but like I said, McAvoy just nails it. He nails this performance so well. I would highly recommend getting this movie as well as Unbreakable and Glass. After Earth. That's weird saying that. After, the movie After Earth, these three movies are M. Night Shyamalan's best. Put it this way, they're way better than the Last Airbender movie. Believe me. What do you call? So, yeah. This was a really good movie to watch, and like I said, if you guys have not seen this, or the other two movies in this trilogy, definitely get them and watch them, or find a way to watch them. They're all really, really good movies. And what's so crazy is there's this thing that they do in this trilogy with Split here, where they do this whole scientific experiment where they say, like, if you shine a bright ass light in their face, a different personality comes out. And I did it, and it actually works. Like, no joke. After watching this movie, on the girl that I knew that that's like this, except not so theatrically nuts. I did it on her, and it worked. Like, no joke. I took the brightest flashlight in my house, and I did it, and it actually worked. So it's just crazy. So it's just, I did it as I'm not throwing nobody under the bus here. I'm not trying to do, like, cancel culture, whatever the hell. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying, ever since knowing somebody with it got me hooked on this movie, So, yeah, I know it's a weird way, to get into a movie like this, but hey, once you learn about what the movie's actually about, and when you're dealing with it in person, it just, I don't know. If you guys gotta understand what I mean. If I sound like a dick, I don't mean to sound like a dick, so I apologize. Just, I'm sorry. For sounding like a douche, I didn't intend to. But overall, I do recommend getting these movies. Getting this. It's, like I said, Megaboy just nails it. Definitely. Okay, so the next movie that we have, Detective Pikachu. The thing is like, when I first saw the trailer for this, this movie came out in 2019. I just so can't believe, like, what took them so long to make a live-action Pokemon movie? Like, dude, we could have had we could have had live-action Pokemon movies. Shit, man, in the 2000s, in the early 2010s, like, there could have been so many times throughout the last 20 some odd years here where they could have done live-action Pokemon movies. I can't believe it took them this long to make this. Like, I can't, just, why did it take you so long to make it? Like I said on my video about the new Apple TV Plus Godzilla series, and by the way, when they're saying that series is not going to have Godzilla in it, bullshit. They say it's a Godzilla TV series in the MonsterVerse. Godzilla better show the hell up. Seriously, Godzilla better show up in that damn show. I swear to God. They better not pull some bullshit and not focus on Godzilla like the announcement promised, like the show fully promised. So they better not pull some bullshit like that, Better not. Sorry, whenever I saw that news better be fake. That news better be so freaking fake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just that the Apple TV Plus Godzilla series, it better hold true, because the MonsterVerse has done extremely well. So this TV show better hold a freaking candle to the rest of the damn MonsterVerse here. But anyways, back to Detective Pikachu. Sorry. I just so can't believe it took them this long to make a live-action Pokemon movie. Like, in all honesty, I thought Japan was gonna make it. I thought Japan was going to make it first. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be a Japanese movie. But no, America did it. And this is a really good movie. Like, and the fact that it's Warner Brothers Legendary, the people who did Pacific Rim and the MonsterVerse, made this. And they, look at this, in association with Toho, the studio that created Godzilla. Like, holy shit. So, when I first saw those names in the opening credits, when I watched this with my brother, KMD Razzo, I hope I said that right, dude, if you're watching this. When he and I first watched this on the Fire Stick at my place here, when I first saw those names, I told him, like, holy shit, this movie has me sold already, just from, who made it. And this, honest to God, is a really amazing Pokemon movie. This is awesome. Like, and also, Ryan Reynolds playing Pikachu. It's freaking Deadpool doing Pikachu. Like, seriously, since what other movie are you going to see Ryan Reynolds doing Pikachu? Doing Pikachu's voice. And also, Justice Smith. You know what? Okay, for those of you who do like Justice Smith, I'm gonna say this right friggin' now. I know I'm bringing up Jurassic Park here, and you're gonna see why. You're gonna hear and see why in a second. In all honesty, like, I love Justice Smith in this movie better, way better. He is so much better in this movie than in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I'm sorry, but I don't like his character in Fallen Kingdom. Like, through the first 60% of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, he's the equivalent to, shit, man, John Ortiz's character from Kong Skull Island, that Landsat guy, who bitches the whole half of that movie until he dies. Justice Smith's character in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is this like, he's supposed to be comic relief, but it's not funny. Like, his character shouldn't even be in the movie, or they could have written him better, because he bitches and he's such a wuss, man. Damn. Like, okay, and I understand, you're running from your life in the face of a volcano erupting, and you got dinosaurs chasing after you. Like, when the volcano erupts and shit in Fallen Kingdom, like, I can see Justice Smith, like, his character improves, throughout the course of the movie. His character becomes more likable, I should say. But when he first shows up, his character, oh my god, I really couldn't stand his character until the volcano erupts, because he's such a pussy. His character is such a pussy. Like, I couldn't stand him. Like, he's the equivalent to that character, not in Kong Skull Island. He's that one kid from the Jurassic World animated series Camp Cretaceous, Ben from Camp Cretaceous. For those of you who don't know, the character of Ben is this overly... He's the biggest pussy in that whole show, man. I couldn't stand that character either, actually. He's the equivalent to that, and I love Justice Smith better in this movie because he's not a wuss. He's written better in his Justice Smith. Actually, his character is written a lot better in this movie than in the first half of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Oh my god, but the main. I'm sorry I went on a little rant, but I had to, I had to do the comparison. But the CGI in this movie for all the Pokemon, it's amazing. Like, I think Toho were the ones that actually did the CG for this movie and did all the Pokemon for this. And I love how you get a lot of nostalgia watching this movie, because they show Cubone, the Pokeball, catching the Cubone at the beginning of the movie, and then when it comes to looking at, seeing Pikachu, and you can look at this picture here, you see Jigglypuff, and they actually do Jigglypuff's thumbnail. His thumbnail? The hell? That was stupid. His trademark, his trademark of singing and people falling asleep. Like, they actually do that trademark in the movie, and yes, Jigglypuff does get pissed off. And it's funny. But seeing it brought up in live action is amazing. And the Bulbasaur group looks just amazing. Like, all the CGI in this movie is great. Especially Charizard. There's a scene with Charizard in here, and live action Charizard just looks badass. Oh my god, it looks just... wow. And then there's Mewtwo. Like, apparently Mewtwo's in this movie, and his origin, Mewtwo's origin, and I'm not kidding about this, for those of you who are Pokemon fans and have seen the Pokemon, the movie, Pokemon the first movie that came out, I think in like 1999 or 2000, no, it was in the late 90s, but it was the very, very first ever Pokemon movie that had Mewtwo in it, and everybody remember how Mewtwo came out of a tank and blew up the lab and shit at the beginning of that? Well, he does the very same thing in this movie, and it's a literal shot-for-shot remake. I'm not kidding. So the fact that they did that is just insane. Like, Detective Pikachu, and you'd think, like, when it comes to doing live-action adaptations of anime, it's, to a lot of die-hard anime fans, and I say that in air quotes because, you're gonna see my reasoning here in a minute. The thing with live-action anime adaptations is everyone thinks like, oh, they can never do it right, yada yada freaking yada. Like, hello, Japan did it with the Death Note movies in the early 2000s, which greatly sticks to the anime if you guys ever would watch those movies. And then there's Attack on Titan, which I understand it, twisted a few things around, but it does stick to the anime quite friggin' well, actually. It just adds a few more things in to update it a little bit. And then the other live-action anime adaptation that I have not watched, but I really do want to, actually, is Rurouni Kenshin. I've never seen that anime personally, but I may not have watched it, but when I was a kid, when they used to show anime at like 6 o'clock in the morning, I used to watch some of Rurouni Kenshin, just a little bit, but then there's like this live action movie trilogy of Rurouni Kenshin, and I've seen the trailers for parts like 2 and 3, or parts 1 and 2, or some shit like that, and they look good. So, and they're made from Japan, which is awesome. So yeah, and when I first heard like there was gonna be a live action Pikachu movie, I was a little skeptical about it because Pokemon. I'm not a huge Pokemon fan per se, but Pokemon is such a big phenomenon, you know, for kids and you know, adults who grew up with, and kids like me who grew up with Pokemon. So it's like, you know, I was hoping they would do it good, and they did it amazingly. They pulled this movie. It's well worth buying. And if you can get it on digital, any platform you can watch it on, get it, or get it and watch it, and at least own it. At least own a copy, whether it's on digital or on DVD, because it's amazing. It's a really, really good movie. And apparently this is based off a game, and it's based off a freaking 8-bit game. Why? Just why? Did they have to base it off that? But, you know, I try to pretend that doesn't exist. What do you call? And if I'm a dick for saying that, whatever. What do you call? But, this is a really good movie. I would recommend getting it, in all honesty. The CGI is great. The story itself is great. There's a lot of comedy in this movie. It literally just, it does Pokemon justice. It does the phenomenon justice. And again, Deadpool doing Pikachu. Still have more friggin' movies to cover, folks. Now, the next movie, everybody knows the... Just had to check the time here, because I'm doing this before I gotta go to work here. So, and my shift is at 10 o'clock here, so I still got some time to finish this up here. What do you call? So everybody knows the story of War of the Worlds. There was, you know, it's the alien invasion. It was the first alien invasion story written by H.G. Wells in the late 1800s. I think it was in the 1890s. I think I'll get the definitive year here in a second. But and it's been made. There's like a bunch of movies made of War of the Worlds. There's an animated movie which is like a sequel to War of the Worlds, to the story War of the Worlds Goliath. Like it takes place after. Like it's the aftermath of the war, and then the Asylum did a double feature of War of the Worlds, like they did H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds, and then there's War of the Worlds 2, The Next Wave, and then the first movie from the Asylum came out in 2005, the same year as Steven Spielberg's movie War of the Worlds, which is a remake of the movie from 1956 or 58. It's either 56, 57, or 58, the original movie came out. But, what do you call? So, there have been a lot of movies of War of the Worlds, and I've seen all the live-action ones. I have not seen Goliath yet, so anybody in the comments, tell me if that movie's any good to watch, you know? Tell me if it's any good, because I haven't seen it yet. So, but I did see the trailer for it. So, there's a version of the War of the Worlds story. There's a movie that I didn't even know existed until yesterday when I went to Zia's, is this one, H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds, and look at how the walkers look on this cover. Look at that. See this, and then look at that. Now, oh, it says 1898. Okay. Now, apparently, see, look what this says. The true adaptation of the classic novels. So, apparently, this movie, I didn't... Okay, wow, apparently this came out in... Oh, holy shit, this movie's... Oh my god, like 2.5 freaking hours long. Oh my god, this... Wow. Okay. Wow, so apparently another studio... So, in 2005, apparently, there were 3 War of the Worlds movies. Wow, I never knew that, actually. But I didn't look at it, all of it. I just saw, like, it said, this is like the true adaptation of the story. Like apparently this version sticks more true to the book than the original 1950s movie, or the two Asylum movies, or the Steven Spielberg movie. Apparently this is the actual story. Like this is the way it was told in the novel here. So that got me really interested. So I have, and I guess that's what the walkers looked like in the novel. What the shit? Wow, that's kind of freaky. That's kind of freaky looking, actually. Wow. Okay. Huh. But apparently this is how the story was meant to be told. So that's what got me hooked on this. So I've never seen this movie. This is one version of World of Worlds I've not seen. So if this is the true adaptation to the book here, then I hope this is a good one. Don't worry, we're almost done talking about, all these movies here. Okay, now the next movie that we have here is Stephen King's The Mist. Now, I've not read the story personally. Like when it comes to Stephen King, the only story of his that I've read was Carrie. And apparently and I've seen like two movie versions of Carrie. There's the just badass version from 2013 with starring Chloe Grace Moretz and and Julianne Moore. That one's a good one. That's a great version of the story. And then there's the TV version from, I think, like, shit, man, like 2002 or some shit like that. I can't remember what channel made it or whatever. I just know there was like a made-for-TV version of it. And apparently the book sticks more. That is more true to the book, I guess. And the book is pretty boring, actually. So I don't know what it is. Like when it comes to Stephen King, like the movies are better than the book, or better than the books, I guess, for some odd reason. But The Mist here, like I said, I've never read the story, but I've seen two versions of this. There's this movie, and then there's the one season TV series that AMC made back in the very early 2010s, which is good. I'm surprised. I guess it fell into like serious obscurity because I don't hear no one talking about it no more. So yeah, but this here, I mean, you can easily forget that this is a Stephen King story, and it's a monster movie, hands down. This thing is a straight up monster movie, and it's so crazy. It stars Tom Jane, who played the Punisher back in 2004. Like, it's so crazy to see like Tom Jane. He goes from the Punisher to like an everyday family man in a monster movie to basically Tourette's guy in the 2018 Predator movie. So he's got this wide range of acting, I guess. But The Mist, for those of you who don't know, The Mist is about The Mist. It's about this, and I'm going on the explanations that they give in the movie itself. Like, apparently the military, and yes, they actually do explain this, the military was doing these odd experiments at some, like, this, like, the setting for this movie, before I get into the plot, the setting of this movie is in a New England town, which is, like, up in, like, in Maine or Maryland or some shit like that, like, around that area, and it's like this, town in the middle of the woods kind of setting. And up in the mountains surrounding this town, in the woods, there's this military base, and apparently at the base they were doing these crazy ass experiments, and they found a portal to another dimension, and it got, of course, one of the biggest cliches ever. Something goes wrong, and this mist starts pouring out of the portal and engulfs this town, and it traps a lot of the townsfolk in a grocery store, and then all these monsters start attacking everybody, and the monsters are very creative looking. It is scary at some points because it is the one big scare in the movie is that there's like giant spiders in this movie, so that's the big scare. You know, with anything with spiders, they gotta make it creepy. So yeah, and all these other monsters start attacking, everybody. So you can easily forget that this is a Stephen King story, and there's just it's a monster movie hands down. And I remember seeing this on TV a long time ago, and I got hooked on it. It's a great movie. Like all of the good reviews, the good reviews you see on this cover, it's a really good movie. So I would recommend getting this and the CGI in the movie. I mean, this came out in 2007, so like the CG in the movie is like, I mean, it's really good CGI. Don't get me wrong, but there are some shots where the CG is like, okay, yeah, that's 2007 era CG, but overall, you can easily look past that and just enjoy this movie. It's really good. Tom Jane actually does do a good job. I mean, this movie plays off like a Sci-Fi Channel movie, actually, because I don't know, it just has this look and feel to it, like a Sci-Fi Channel original movie, even though it's made by Dimension Films. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting this. And it's so weird that the movie is made by Frank Darabont, who, if you guys remember, it's so funny. He actually got to do a monster movie when back in 1994 or in the very early 90s, he was supposed to be the director of a Godzilla movie, but the studio. I can't remember which studio he was trying to pitch, but the studio they acted like a bunch of little bitches at the time and couldn't back a $30 million budget to do a Godzilla movie, which is bullshit because, I mean, well, it's the road leading up to the 1998 Godzilla movie. But it just so sucks though that the studio were too pussy enough to back up a $30 million budget, for, a Godzilla movie, but they'll back a $100 million budget for a Schwarzenegger movie. Like, I swear, sometimes when I hear movie histories and I hear, like, that it's the studios, the reason why that some movies suck or why some movies didn't get made, it's just stupid. Like, just Hollywood needs to get some balls again. Damn it, come on. But anyway, so it's so crazy. Like Frank Darabont actually got his monster movie. He could make a Godzilla movie, which sucks. But but he ended up making a monster movie after all, and it's this. So, definitely would recommend getting this. And the thing about The Mist is that it doesn't look fake. It does not look fake. Like it actually looks really convincing. Like, I don't know if they did a ton of CG work or had smoke blowers up the ass on set of this town or whatever, but dude, the Mist does not look. Nothing in this movie looks phony. I'll put it that way. Nothing in this movie looks fake. Everything in this movie just comes off amazing, So yeah, definitely would recommend getting this movie. So many. Okay, now another movie here we got is a Blast from the Past. Everybody remember this? The first Anaconda from 1997. What do you call? This is another favorite of mine. Honestly, I remember my dad, he got me into this movie when I was a kid, and every time I get a chance to watch it, I always watch it. I do really like this movie because this is like back in the days in the 90s when Hollywood would do creature effects. They would do a mix of puppets and CG. Personally, I prefer CG. I'm more of a CGI guy. I mean, I do like practical effects as well, but not as much as CGI. Like I said, I do like practicals, so nobody start telling me that you know, oh, you hate practicals, yada yada yada. I don't want to get into that discussion. People like what they like, deal with it. And it's just so crazy, like Ice Cube, J-Lo, and Owen Wilson's in this movie, apparently. Like, wow. Interesting casting choice. And John Voight, you know, John Voight. And then Eric Stoltz. You know what's so crazy? Eric Stoltz. Anybody remember that movie from the 80s, Mask? It's called Mask. Anybody remember that? It's that movie from the 80s about the, I can't remember if it was a true story or not, but it's about this dude that has a very deformed face, and it's like a certain part of his life or something like that. And the movie stars the singer Cher and Sam Elliott. And I've only seen the movie once. I don't really remember the movie that well, to be honest with you. But I remember actor Eric Stoltz played the guy with the deformed face. So it's so crazy that that he's in this. And Anaconda, this was part of that time period when creature movies got big again in the 90s. Like, you had movies like Jurassic Park, Dragonheart, Komodo, Young Gary, the 1990s remake of Young Gary, and then there was like another creature movie from the 90s, and Lake Placid, and then the very first Lake Placid, and then there's this. And what's so funny is I love how this movie and the first Lake Placid, I love how both of these movies, are these made by Fox? Oh no, this was made by Columbia Pictures. Oh my god, sorry. I don't mean to belch in my videos. Sorry about that. I really don't mean to do that. Anyway, what do you call it? I love how you have this and the first Lake Placid, and then the Sci-Fi Channel took over both of those franchises and turned them into 4 movies, and then a freaking crossover at one point, which is a 5th movie for both of them, which just okay. But this is a really, really good one. This is a good one. The snake, whether in CG or a puppet, it looks really convincing. In all honesty, like the CGI, the CGI is really good. It's actually like Jurassic Park good, to be honest with you. For 1997, the CGI in this movie is really good. They show the puppet a lot more than the CG because I think it was cheaper that way to do it. But a few months back I bought Anaconda's Hunt for the Blood Orchid, and then last month I bought Anaconda 3 Offspring from the Sci-Fi Channel with David Hasselhoff in an Anaconda movie. Okay. Anaconda 2 was made by, I think Dimension Films, I believe. Like, Anaconda's Hunt for the Blood Orchid actually came out in theaters when it came out in like 2003 or 4. But Anaconda 3 Offspring, Anaconda Trail of Blood, and Lake Placid versus Anaconda were all made by Sci-Fi. So yeah, like, I finally was able to get the first Anaconda. Now I just need Anaconda's Trail of Blood, and I have not seen that on DVD nowhere, which is crazy. But yeah, definitely, like I've said with the Mist, Split, and Detective Pikachu, I would recommend getting this just to see like where the Anaconda franchise, just see where it came from. And just to see Ice Cube, Jennifer Lopez, and Owen Wilson in a movie together, which is crazy. Okay, so we've got one more movie to talk about here. One more. I'm not kidding. We got one more movie. Now, if you guys, for those of you who follow me on Instagram as well as are one of my subscribers, you guys remember my Instagram. I bought the movie Boar. And for those of you who don't know, the movie Boar, it is made by Universal, which is really weird. But what do you call well, I'll explain the other thing here in a second. But the movie Boar, it came out in. Usually I'm good with years of monster movies coming out here. I can't freaking remember when I think it was. Damn it! I really can't remember when Boar came out, man. I want to say 2016. Damn it! I really can't remember now. Shit. Well, anyways, sorry. Well, Boar. It's a movie about a giant pig, about a giant boar that goes around killing people in Australia, and the cover that I got from not the Zias that I showed you last night. It was a different Zias, still here in Las Vegas, but you know it's a far different Zias. I got the cover because, well, actually, no, not because of the cover. It's for the movie I'm going to be talking about here in a bit. You know, I was finally able to get Boar, and great movie. If you guys have not watched it, I'll put the trailer for that movie in the description below, so you guys can at least see the trailer and if decide whether you want to watch the movie or not. It's a really good monster movie. The effects in the movie are amazing. For a, I don't know if the movie came out in theaters or not. I didn't hear no news about it, so sorry. If it did, I didn't know. But, anyways, the movie that I'm going to be talking about, the last movie, out of all this big-ass stack here, the last movie here is, oh, actually, no, I'll say that afterwards, is this movie here called Monstrum. Now, I got this because, well, do you not see the friggin' cover? And also, the cover of Boar is like this. It says a Shudder original right here. So, I figure, you know, and there's this thing that Shudder is doing where they release all their movies like this, where they have, you know, like box covers like this, and they always say, you know, a Shudder original up there on the top. So, I figure, you know, I'll have like the Shudder monsters. That's just what I'm calling them, you know, the Shudder monsters. So I saw this and, you know, I think, you know what, I'll put it with Boar. And this movie looks, and you look at the back of this cover here, it looks like it either came out in either Japan or Korea. Oh no, oh, this is a Korean movie. Oh wow. Oh, this is a Korean movie. Okay. A Korean monster movie. Now, the one thing about Korean monster movies is they're amazing. Like, the host, anybody, like, Korean monster movies, they're really good. Well, I mean, if you, well, I can't really bring, Hyung Rae Shim into that. I can't. You can't bring him into it because, both of his movies have American actors in them. And when I mean Korean movies, I mean movies where every actor is Korean. Like, there's no Americans in the movie at all. Like the host, and of course, there's a Korean monster movie called Chaws about a giant rampaging boar that goes around, you know, wrecking shit. So, the thing about Korean monster movies is that they always have amazing CG in them. And, well, the two that I mentioned, and I hope that this movie, you know, is just as good. So I saw the cover and it's like, you know, it's just like Boar here. So I figured, you know what, the Shudder monsters, you know, Shudder monsters. So I figured, you know what, why not? And, you know, I do like Asian monster movies, you know, Godzilla, Gamera, Mothra, the host, Chaws, and Croczilla from Beijing. So yeah, I haven't, like I said, I don't know, I haven't seen this movie, but hope it's a good one. So now you see all these movies, right? What do you call it? This is why, with the exception of, excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. Now, with the exception of Bed Bath & Beyond, this is why I went to all three of those places. This is why I went to Zia's, well, two of the places, sorry. I did go to three. Well, let me get this talked about first. This is why I went to Walmart and Zia's. Like, I got I got this. I got Teen Titans. And Detective Pikachu, I got those from Walmart, and then every other movie I got from Zia's. So this is why, you know, I showed off both of those places. Now you all remember last night I went to Brad's Toys and Collectibles. So, and you all saw that, you know, at the early parts of this video, and also I'm gonna show why. So also, remember when I did an unboxing for this, the Jurassic Park, Jurassic Park, because it's part of the Jurassic Park legacy. So, the Jurassic Park Raptor Delta figure here, that one of my buddies, that my buddy Magus Dragon got for me for Christmas. I think it was 2020, I believe. I think it was 2020 he got me this, I believe, or 2021, no, 2020, yeah, this was in 2020 he got me this. Well, at Brad's Toys and Collectibles last night, I got this. I got the Velociraptor from Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, and I figure I was gonna do this was gonna be a separate video. Originally for this, I was gonna do a slideshow of all of these, or talk about all these, like talking about these and doing this. It was gonna be a separate video. Like, remember at the beginning I said it was gonna be a part 2. Well, I figure I'll just do it as all one video. Screw it. So yeah, I got this from Brad's Toys and Collectibles last night, because it's in the same figure style as the Delta figure here, and also it's Jurassic Park 2, which is a lot of fan favorites. I said that weird. Fan favorites. Sorry, including myself. It's not my favorite Jurassic Park movie, but it's one that I really do enjoy watching. So let's unbox this thing, shall we? Starting off here, let's talk about at least the back of the box here. It says, leaping and ready to attack, the Velociraptor is a shrewd and crafty carnivore. They ain't wrong. While wreaking havoc on Dr. Ian Malcolm and other unwanted visitors on Isla Sorna, the Velociraptor's strength and smarts are no match against a brave and skilled gymnast. They really had to mention that scene? What? They really had to mention that? Okay. For those Jurassic Park fans, I've got to talk about this. I have to talk about this. And for those of you who don't know, there's a scene in Jurassic Park, in The Lost World, where, in Jurassic Park 2, where, Dr. Ian Malcolm, played by the amazing Jeff Goldblum, his character, Dr. Ian Malcolm's daughter, Kelly, I don't remember the actress. I don't know the name of the actress who played her. For as much as I've seen that movie, for as much as I've seen The Lost World, I don't know the actress who plays Kelly. I got no clue I don't know the damn name. So, there's a scene at the beginning of the movie where she tells Ian Malcolm that she got cut from some gymnastics team, and they don't give an explanation for that at all. They don't. It's just like a one-off line or something like that. It's just like a one line. But apparently the movie forgets that they mentioned that, because at one point during the raptor attack scene at the InGen Workers Village, which is where they made the dinosaurs on the island of Isla Sorna, Kelly does this gymnastics move and kicks a raptor out a window onto, and making it and impaling it on a bed of metal stakes or spikes in the ground or some shit. And everybody to this day can't stand that scene, because it just comes out of nowhere, and it's like, it's so goofy. Like, you see the Jurassic Park movies are all serious in tone, and it's more like an action movie, and then this freaking gymnastics shit just comes out of nowhere, and this girl just kills a raptor by doing gymnastics. Like, what? So I can't believe that they had to mention that on the back of this box, but I guess because it's, you know, the Jurassic Park, the raptor from Jurassic Park 2, I guess, you know, they had to mention it. Just, oh my god. It's just, wow. Never thought I'd be reminded of that again. But, and then you got this photo here. I'm pretty sure that this photo is actually, a behind the scenes photo, because there's not a single shot of the raptors in the movie that look like this. So I fully believe that this is a behind the scenes photo. So yeah, now let's get this let's get this thing out of the box finally. Okay, well, apparently the footage of me unboxing the Raptor, I experienced some weird technical difficulties, and the footage of me taking this Raptor out of the box is lost, so I'm sorry. You don't get to see that. I don't understand why. Believe me, I don't understand why. You know, technology sometimes, I guess. Sorry, but like I was trying to say, I don't know how movie accurate like the Delta figure is with the coloring, but trying to say when I was sitting over there, like the coloring on this figure is 100% movie accurate, because if any Jurassic Park fan remembers, you know, the raptors in that movie had these wicked like tiger stripes on here, so yeah, what do you call? So I really do like this, and I hope I can get the I hope I can get the figures of the raptors from the first Jurassic Park from 1993, like the all brown raptors. Like, I wonder if in this brand of figure, if they have like the other 4 members of the Raptor Squad and the Jurassic Park and the Jurassic Park, the 2 Jurassic Park 3 raptors and the all brown Jurassic Park raptors from the very first movie. So yeah, that's everything, and now you see like my laptop's out and everything. That's, you know, just because this whole weird technology thing that happened with this camera, you know, it was just really, really weird. So yeah, this is everything that I got from, you know, last night. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. Please be sure to like, share, and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. And also please watch until like the very end of this video to find out where to follow me exactly on social media, because, you know, the whole Instagram thing. I'm not getting into all that again. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will say peace out, everybody, and I will see you all in whatever video I decide to do next. Alright? See ya.